In German lore, a vampiric, shape-shifting spirit associated with nightmare demons, the bogey, and the sexual predator demons, the succubus and incubus. The Alp can be either a demon or a malevolent ghost of a dead person. In folklore, children are doomed to become Alps if their mothers use horse collars to ease childbirth. The Alp can assume different forms, from seductive humans to animals, such as cats, pigs, birds, and lecherous dogs. It may be disguised as a butterfly released by the breath of the Horaxi, another vampiric demon. Regardless of its form, the Alp likes to wear a magical hat, which confers upon it invisibility and supernatural power, including the evil eye. The Alp, in many cases, is considered a demon, but there have been some instances in which the Alp is created from the spirits of recently dead relatives, more akin to a spirit or ghost. Children may become an Alp if a woman bites a horse collar to ease the pain during an extremely long and tortuous childbirth. Also, a child born with a caul or hair on the palms may become an Alp. If a woman who is pregnant is frightened by an animal, the child may be born an Alp. Stillborn infants are also suspected to return from the grave as Alpa and torment their family. People who have eyebrows that meet are suspected to be Alp. As with the case of werewolves, sometimes a normal human or animal may become an Alp during the night. They are typically unaware of their nocturnal activities and are invariably in disguise while doing so. Finding an Alp, while it is not active, simply requires injuring or otherwise marking it during one of its attacks, and seeking out the being with a similar mark during the day. The person can then be cured if it is found out who sent them the curse, or how they became cursed to begin with. Witchcraft is often the prime suspect in this case. Sometimes an Alp is a spirit summoned by a witch or an evil person wishing harm on another, and sent to torment them. Tricking an Alp may lead a person to its master. The Alp has an odd way of sexually molesting men and women. It enters through the victim's mouth as a mist or a serpent. It drinks blood through the nipples of both men and women and consumes the milk of women and cows. It sucks the life breath from victims. The Alp is best known for its shape-shifting abilities, similar to the creatures from werewolf lore. It may change into a cat, pig, dog, snake, or a small white butterfly. It has also been said that it can fly like a bird and ride a horse. The Alp always wears a hat, giving it an almost comical appearance. The hat is known as a Tarnkappe, the literal translation being camouflage cap or cap of concealment, which is simply a hat, or less, commonly a veil, that gives the Alp magic powers and the ability to turn invisible while worn. The hat is visible no matter what shape the Alp takes. An Alp who has lost this hat will offer a great reward for its safe return. Alp also possesses an evil eye whose gaze will inflict illness and misfortune. Removing or damaging this eye also removes the Alp's malicious intentions. Protections against an Alp include laying a broomstick under a pillow, iron horseshoes hung from the bedpost, placing shoes against the bed with the toes pointing toward the door, or placing a mirror on the chest. Steel and crosses are also used. If awoken by the Alp and finding him still there, one can address him by asking him to return in the morning to borrow something or have coffee. The Alp will dash away at once, arriving in the morning, either in his true form, or else in the form of a human with eyebrows that meet to receive his gifts. The creature can be convinced to leave the victim alone at this time, but the Alp will beg pitifully and at length not to be turned away, plugging up any holes, specifically keyholes, before a visitation will keep the Alp out. Plugging them during a visitation will invariably seal it inside the room, as they can leave only through their original entrance. A light kept constantly on during the night will also effectively ward off an Alp. A sentry may also be employed to wait and watch for the Alp to attack the helpless sleeper. The Alp may be driven away if caught by someone not under the Alp's influence. Similar to the German Neuntoter, Alpi are weakened or immobilized by shoving a lemon in its mouth should it be caught resting during the day. The Alp appears all but impossible to kill, and sometimes even after being turned away, it may reappear years later in a worse mood.